The knock came late, loud and sudden, like it did not care about time or sleep. Emma Carter stood in her quiet kitchen, holding a cup of tea she had already forgotten to drink. The clock showed 12:17 a.m. No one ever came to her house at this hour. Her heart beat faster for no clear reason, and she felt a strange pull, as if the night itself was asking her to open the door. When she did, the cold air rushed in first, followed by a familiar face she had not seen in years. "Aunt Emma," Noah said, his voice low, almost unsure. Rain clung to his dark jacket, and his hair was damp. His eyes looked tired, older than his age. "I'm sorry to come so late. I didn't know where else to go." For a moment, Emma could not speak. Noah was her sister Olivia's son. She remembered him as a loud teenager with restless energy and endless questions. The man standing on her porch was different, quieter, carrying something heavy inside. She stepped aside and let him in without asking questions. The house felt warm and still, filled with the soft hum of the refrigerator and the faint smell of lavender cleaner. Noah looked around as if taking in the silence. Emma closed the door and locked it, her hands shaking slightly. "You can stay," she said, "however long you need." Noah nodded, relief washing over his face. "Thank you." Emma made coffee even though it was late. Noah sat at the table, his fingers wrapped tightly around the mug. He stared into it as if the dark liquid held answers. "I fought with my mom," he said after a long pause. "It got bad. I needed space." Emma understood more than he knew. She had left her own home once, many years ago, for the same reason. She did not push him to explain. Some things needed time. She showed him the guest room, freshly made, untouched for months. As Noah settled in, Emma walked back down the hallway alone. Her eyes stopped on a framed photo hanging on the wall. It showed her and David on their wedding day. It looked happy. She remembered that day clearly. She remembered believing that happiness would last. David was not home. He had been working late again, or at least that was what he said. Emma lay in bed that night, staring at the ceiling. Noah's sudden arrival stirred something inside her. A reminder of family, of honesty, of the past. Her mind drifted to David, to the way he had changed. The late nights, the phone always face down, the distance in his voice. She told herself she was being paranoid. She always did. Morning came quickly. Noah was already awake, sitting at the kitchen table, scrolling through his phone. He smiled when he saw Emma. "Hope I didn't wake you," he said. Emma smiled back. "You didn't." The front door opened and David walked in. His tie was loose, his eyes tired. He smelled unfamiliar, not like home. When he saw Noah, he paused. "Oh," David said, forcing a friendly tone. "We have company." "This is Noah," Emma said. "My nephew." David reached out his hand. "Nice to meet you." Noah shook it. "Nice to meet you too." The handshake was brief, but Noah felt something off. David's smile did not reach his eyes. The days that followed were strange and full. Noah stayed longer than planned. Emma did not ask him to leave. His presence filled the house with sound again. Music played softly in the mornings. Laughter returned to the kitchen. Noah fixed a broken cabinet, cooked dinner, and brought life back into rooms that had felt empty for too long. Emma found herself relaxing around him, talking more, smiling, without forcing it. She had not realized how lonely she had been until she was not anymore. David noticed the change. He grew quieter, shorter with his words. He came home later and left earlier. When Emma asked how work was, he gave simple answers. He avoided eye contact. Noah noticed everything. One afternoon, Emma folded laundry in the bedroom while Noah leaned against the doorframe. "You're not happy," he said suddenly. Emma froze. "That's not fair," she replied. "You don't know my life." Noah did not argue. "I know what it looks like when someone feels alone in their own house." Emma swallowed hard. She wanted to deny it. Instead, tears filled her eyes before she could stop them. She turned away, embarrassed. "I didn't mean to upset you," Noah said softly. Emma wiped her face. "It's okay. Think I've been upset for a long time." That night, Noah came home earlier than usual. The house was dark except for the light in the driveway. David's voice carried through the quiet air. He was on the phone, his tone sharp, urgent. "I told you she doesn't know." David said, "Just give me time. I'll handle it." Noah stopped walking. David turned and saw him. The color drained from his face. The call ended quickly. They stood there in silence, the truth hanging heavy between them. Inside the house, Emma waited, unaware that everything she believed was about to change. The house felt different after that night, like the walls had learned a secret and were waiting to speak. Emma woke early, her chest tight, her thoughts restless. David was already gone. His side of the bed was cold, untouched. She lay there, staring at the ceiling, knowing something was wrong but not yet ready to name it. Noah sat at the kitchen table when she came downstairs. He looked tired, his eyes darker than usual. He pushed a cup of coffee toward her without a word. "You didn't sleep," Emma said. "Neither did you," Noah replied. They sat in silence, the clock ticking loudly. Emma felt a strange fear building inside her, slow and heavy. She looked at Noah, searching his face. "You saw something last night," she said quietly. Noah hesitated. He did not want to hurt her, but he also could not lie. "I heard David on the phone. He said he wasn't talking about work." Emma closed her eyes. Heart pounded, but her voice stayed calm. "Tell me." Noah told her only what he had heard. Nothing more. Nothing extra. Just enough to break the last piece of hope she had been holding. Emma listened without interrupting. When he finished, she nodded once. "I think I already knew," she said. "I just didn't want to admit it." Later that evening, David came home early, too early. His face was tense, his movements sharp. Emma was waiting in the living room, sitting straight, hands folded in her lap. Noah stayed in the kitchen, giving them space. "We need to talk," Emma said. David tried to smile. "Can it wait?" "No," she replied. "Tea." "It can't." He sat across from her. The room felt small, heavy with truth. "There's someone else," Emma said. It was not a question. David looked down. The silence was his answer. "Yes," he said finally. "It wasn't supposed to happen like this." Emma felt a deep ache spread through her chest, but she did not cry. Not yet. "How long?" she asked. "Months," David said. "Maybe longer." The words landed hard. Each one felt like a loss. "Did you love her?" Emma asked. David did not answer right away. That was answer enough. Emma stood up slowly. "You should pack a bag," she said. "I need space," David tried to explain. He talked about distance, about feeling unseen, about mistakes. None of it changed the truth. That night, David left. The house was silent again, but this silence felt different. It felt clean, honest. Days passed quickly. Emma moved through them with quiet strength. She cried alone in the shower. She walked long paths through the park. She spoke to her sister Olivia on the phone, choosing her words carefully. Noah stayed. He did not rush to leave. He cooked meals, fixed small things, and kept Emma company without pushing her to talk. Sometimes they sat together without saying anything at all. One night they sat on the back porch, wrapped in blankets, watching the sky darken. "I feel stupid," Emma said softly, "for not seeing it sooner." "No," Noah replied. "You trusted someone you loved. That's not stupid." Emma looked at him, really looked at him. He was still her nephew, still family, but he was also someone who had seen her pain and stayed. "You changed," she said. "When did that happen?" Noah smiled slightly. "Life does that." As the weeks passed, Emma felt herself waking up. She repainted the living room. She moved furniture. open windows and let fresh air in. She started writing again, something she had stopped doing years ago. David called. She did not answer. One afternoon, Noah told her he needed to leave. He had a job waiting for him in Seattle. Emma hugged him tightly. "You saved me," she whispered. Noah shook his head. "You saved yourself. I just knocked on the door." When he left, the house was quiet once more. But Emma did not feel. Alone, she stood by the window watching the road, feeling stronger than she had in years. She understood now that some people enter your life not to stay, but to wake you up. And she was finally awake.